so thank you. Carol, I too would like to thank you and Heather for your service to the squadron. Congrats to your son Jeffrey, who just recently graduated from boot camp. And to you and Tim as you guys go out onto the next phase of your life. It should be quite an adventure. To the band, gentlemen, ladies, thank you for coming out and doing this. You certainly fulfill a huge part of Navy tradition. And as a guy who has absolutely zero musical talent, you have my appreciation even that much more. Thank you. Two individuals I do want to call out our Master Chiefs, Command Master Chief Dan Marsh, and our Maintenance Master Chief Mike Garrett. You are both simply men of character and a genuine and rare ability to motivate and lead, and I thank you guys for that. I do want to formally welcome Commander Ernie Sista Spence, his wonderful wife Nancy, and their children Hayden, Ian, and Ellie. There you guys are. Also want to welcome from Roswell, New Mexico, Ernie's parents, Ernie and Rosanna, Nancy's parents, Doug and Karen, and her grandmother, Elvira. I'm going to slow it down a little bit while these guys catch up with me. Sister, I look forward to the adventures of working together again with you. This time not from the barren halls of Wood Hall in Millington, but this time from the tip of the spear out in combat with CAG 14. Captain Hickerson and Carol, again, thank you so much for making such an enormous personal effort to be with the Argonauts today. Your service and your sacrifices are truly admirable. We look forward to seeing you again the next time we pull into Hawaii. Thank you again. If you're out there, Commander Lee Cohen and his wife Lynn, Lee, I suspect you might feel extremely out of place as a wickedly intelligent submarine officer amongst a crowd of aviators. But after knowing you and seeing the noble efforts with Captain Stammer and the CDC, you are right at home among a group of warriors, and none more so than yourself. Joe Boo, I saw walking around. If you're out there, brother, welcome back, and it's good to have you back in the war. Our neighbors and good friends, Dan and Marcy Flynn, thanks for always being there for us. You guys are awesome. And we'll, I guess, be helping you pack up tomorrow, is what I'm hearing. A lifelong friend back there, if you want to stand up, Scott, and show us off your blues, Lieutenant Colonel Scott Spanky Seifarth, somebody I've known for over 20 years, and who'd have thunk 20-some years ago when we were mixing up our gear there in Bancroft Hall that either one of us would be standing here in uniforms at this rank. Thank you for coming, I appreciate that. The Building 43 crowd, I see a couple folks out there, Steve, Rex, Rose, Moose, and Knobber, who are probably working away at a 122 schedule. Thank you. You guys have touched generations of Lemoore pilots. To the members of my family that made an arduous trip down here, Randy, where are you, Randy? There you are. You left at about 3 or 4 this morning and did the power drive. He himself, a U.S. Navy sailor from times ago, and is no stranger to the noble profession of naval aviation. So thank you, my friend. Appreciate you coming down here.
It's an honor, Greg.
Thank you. Please do drink enough coffee for the trip home. Carol and Matt from Glen Ellen, thank you for making the trip. Chrissy and David, your boys obviously can't be here because they're doing God's work and coaching basketball tonight, so awesome. Thank you for making the trip as well. Tom and Tina, thank you so much for coming. I do want to point out Tom and Tina, their young son, Dustin, is a Marine right now, serving in Camp Pendleton, has made deployments to Iraq and Afghanistan. I just want to tip my hats to you guys because I know not only the worry that you normally have with a son that age, but now you add on to it combat and all that stuff, and thank you. Thank you. Your dad, my Uncle Bob, he can't be with us here today. He is our #1 fan, and I know he's here with us in thoughts. Both he and Creed are here in our prayers. Ladies and gents, as a child or a kid growing up in the suburbs of Cleveland, Ohio, professional sports teams provided no personal heroes to emulate. As I'm sure you all know, years and perhaps generations of losing Cleveland Browns teams, the tribe which has failed to bring home a World Series in as long as I can remember, but most recently the departure of a homegrown NBA megastar to the sunny beaches of Miami, who, by the way, returns to Cleveland tonight for his first game in Cleveland. I think you know who I'm talking about. These years in, years out, seasons of defeat provided little or no opportunity to latch onto and idolize a local sports hero, as many kids do. But even as a kid at that age, I realized it was of no consequence because I lived amongst my personal heroes every day. They were there when I woke up, went to bed, and everywhere in between. Mom and Dad, thank you for everything. Thanking you for everything is an understatement of epic proportions. But standing here today to lead these fine men and women would not be possible had it not been for the stoking of the childhood dreams that you encouraged, the unmistakable sense of right and wrong, closeness of family, and the unceasing support you've always given Nancy and the kids. We love you and thank you. Seated next to him is my adult still and boyhood idol, also an Irish twin brother, do the math. My brother Bob, who's made the trip from very far away, in both the physical and figurative sense. It's great to have you here. You've always been there for me, never disappointed me once. As a newlywed, congrats to you and Paula. And I know it's not simply the lure of the Sierras that brings you out here, but brotherly love, thank you. My two brothers, my brother Chris and my sister who are not out here today, I need to throw something out there for them as well. I'm going to make it through this. Last and not least, most importantly, my exuberant and beautiful wife of only 13 years, but the love of my life for 24 years, ever since we met in the high school commons area, probably 24 years ago on that summer afternoon. Sweetheart, thank you for your strength, patience, courage, and never-ending grace in this one shot that we have at life. We have certainly chosen a road less traveled and made a home nearly 3,000 miles away from everything that we grew up knowing. But as long as that unpredictable road continues, and you are with me, it is certainly all I need. Our wonderful kids, Nina, who's not paying attention, but that's Nicholas and Andrew, thanks for being so special, and I love you all dearly. Rhett and Kathleen, thank you. It has been your self-proclaimed ADD that has kept us on track with a laser-like focus on mission. Your guidance and decision-making have been truly, truly admirable. I commend you for your passion, your commitment to your beautiful family, your self-admitted and cavemanishly adventurous spirit. You have made this into an experience that will be remembered by every Argo for a lifetime, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Mitch and Carl, you two will be missed by the Argonaut family, but you are headed to some very fun places, and I know you're anxious to get there. Rhett, ultimately for me, it has been a pleasure to see that axiom come true that eventually every organization assumes the personality and strengths of its leader. And this squadron has flourished, and its success is truly a reflection of their hard work, those folks behind you working under your guiding hand. So thank you, Rhett. I appreciate it. Finally, to the Argonauts standing in the ranks behind you. Senior, can you still hear me? Alrighty, thank you. To each and every one of you, every rate, every rank, every long day, every long strain that you have taken does not go unnoticed. You are 225 examples of leadership gone right and bold self-sacrifice that I promise you pays off. It is personally very important to me that you fully understand that this squadron and what it represents. Because in only 2 months, we will leave Lemoore and our families behind and head west, where we will be tested in ways that many of us may not have seen before. Perhaps not the daily grind of work, because you all excel at your trade, but in different ways. You will be challenged in the protracted separation of a deployment and the stresses of a combat deployment. So I'm going to offer you one quick and final, simple perspective to guide you on every one of your duties, on duty and off duty, in every one of those actions over the next year. 3 weeks ago, the Commandant of the Marine Corps visited the USS Ronald Reagan to commemorate the 235th birthday of the United States Marine Corps, and this is appropriate because we've got some Marine Corps parents here. It was a wonderful experience, and Swanee, I stole one of your products from that material like I told you I was going to. Luger, I missed you. Thanks for being here, buddy. I'm going to read a few lines from a prayer that's in the back of that pamphlet that really hits home for me. Keep me true to my best self, guarding me against dishonesty in purpose and in deed, and helping me to live so that I can face my fellow Marines and sailors, my loved ones, and thee without shame or fear. Give me the will to do my work and to accept my share of responsibilities with vigor and enthusiasm. Grant me the courage to be proficient in my daily performance. help me to wear my uniform